Hello everyone, this is Yohan and welcome back to a new episode. Today we're gonna make this little travel jewelry organizer pouch. This one is great to store and organize small jewelry pieces. It has two flaps for necklaces, a tab to keep a couple pair of earrings, a clear vinyl zipper pocket. This is great for bracelet or watch. The finished measurements are about 4.5 inch by 7.5 inch. For the exterior fabric here, I use canvas, but you can use any mid-weight fabric or 4-liter cork will work as well. Now for the interior, I use flannel fabric because it is super soft, but you can also use cotton quilting or any lightweight fabric that you have in your stash. Now before you get started, make sure to download the PDF pattern and cutting instructions at yohansewingstudio.com. It's free. I will put the link in the description box down below. So this is a useful little pouch that I think you will enjoy making. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Alright, the first thing that we're gonna do is to print out the pattern pieces. So for this pattern, you don't need to tile the papers. As usual, the seam allowances are included in this pattern. So you wanna cut each template as it is. For the main body, you wanna cut 2 exterior and 2 interior panels. Apply the stabilizer on the wrong side of the interior panel, following the manufacturer's instructions, and of course you wanna make sure that it is centered. Now we're gonna work on the necklace flap. So first we're gonna mark the position for it. So what you wanna do, you wanna measure 1.25 inch from the top edge and 1.25 inch from the side, and then mark it with your fabric marker, just like so. Punch a hole right on that marking point. To cut the flap pieces, you wanna first apply a little bit of basting glue on the wrong side of the template. A little goes a long way here. Now stick the template on the wrong side of the 4-letter fabric. Finger press so that the glue will be sticking on the surface of the fabric, and then cut following the template. Once you've done that, you wanna punch the A, B, and C holes while the template is still on the fabric. Once you've punched all the holes, you can remove the template. If the basting glue somehow leave stain on your 4-letter fabric, you can just wipe it down with a damp cloth. Next, we're gonna attach the rivet on the hole A, this one right here. Now with the right sides facing, you wanna match the hole A with the hole that we created earlier, and then you can attach the rivet according to the manufacturer's instructions. Next, you want to punch a hole on the exact same spot as the hole B, which is right below the rivet. So just align your hole puncher with the hole B and then redo the punching. This way the main body panel will get the same hole on the exact same spot. Once you've done that, install the male button according to the manufacturer's instructions. Next, on the last hole, the hole C, you want to install the female button. And when you install it, make sure that the button's cap is facing the right side of the 4-letter fabric, just like so. Now repeat to install the remaining necklace flap to the opposite side exactly the same way. Next, we're going to work on the earrings flap. So you want to go ahead and cut the template and immediately punch all the holes. Next, on the wrong side on the earrings flap, you wanna apply just a dab of basting glue. Position the flap wrong side down, right in between the necklace flap, matching all the top edges. Next, we wanna punch a hole on the exact same spot as hole A. So just like before, you wanna take the hole puncher and then align it with hole A and then re-punch it so that the interior panel will have it on the exact same spot. Alright, now install the male button on that hole that we just punched. Once you've done that, install the female button on the hole A. And that's it, the earrings flap is done. Next, we're gonna work on the slip pocket. So take your vinyl fabric and then we're gonna bind the top edges. So you wanna cut a piece of bias tape. Open the fold and then align the edges with the top edge of the pocket panel. And then stitch right along the edges, about 1/4 inch or so. Now let's flip to the wrong side. Fold the bias tape so that it will be hugging the raw edges of the pocket. And then stitch along the edges there to secure the binding. Alright, now let's position the pocket right side down, matching the bottom edges. Secure with some sewing clip and then base stitch all around with about 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now we're gonna divide this pocket into 2 slots. So simply measure 2.5 inch from one of the side edge and then draw a straight line. I'm using a hair marker here. You can just use point turner or the edge of your ruler and then stitch to divide the pocket. And voila! Now let's set this aside and we're gonna work on the zipper pocket. Here I've got the upper and the lower panel. First, you wanna make sure to finish the raw edges of the bottom part of the upper panel. You can use serger, zigzag stitch, or fray check liquid. Lay the zipper right side up and then apply basting tape along the edges of the zipper tape. Now lay the upper panel with the right side facing down, matching the bottom edge with the edge of the zipper tape. And then stitch with 1/4 inch seam allowance. Once you've done that, flip to the right side, finger press, and then top stitch. Next, we're gonna attach the lower panel. Apply basting tape along the top edge of the lower panel. Just a heads up here that the basting tape will show on the right side of the pocket since we're using clear vinyl. Now, it doesn't bother me that much, but if it will bother you, you may want to skip the basting tape and use sewing clips instead. Now, let's lay the zipper panel right side down. Make sure to match the top edge with the zipper edge and make sure that the side edges of the upper and the lower panel are aligned. And once everything is secured, you want to stitch with 1/4 inch seam allowance. Flip to the right side, finger press, and top stitch. Now let's trim off any excess zipper. Now take the remaining main body panel and lay that right side up. Lay the pocket panel wrong side down. Match all the edges and then base stitch all around with 1/4 inch seam allowance. And that's it, guys. The interior panels are done. Lay one of the main body panel with the wrong side facing up and then lay one of the interior panel wrong side down. So the wrong sides should be touching each other. Secure the edges with some sewing clips and then base stitch all around with 1/8 inch seam allowance. Next, we're gonna work on the zipper panel. So prepare the zipper. Your zipper should be 18.5 inch long. Lay the gusset lining panel with the right side facing up and then lay the zipper wrong side down, matching one of the edge. Now lay the exterior gusset panel right side down, matching all the edges just like shown here, and then secure with a sewing clip, and you want to stitch with 3/8 inch seam allowance. Now let's flip this to the right side, finger press, and then top stitch. Now repeat the same to the opposite side. Flip to the right side, finger press, and top stitch. Base stitch along the edges of the gusset with about 1/8 inch seam allowance. Okay, next we're gonna mark the center points of the zipper panel. First, you wanna match the gusset seams there and then snip the center point of the zipper, both sides, and also the center point of the gusset. So these will be the side notches. Next, you wanna match the notches that we just clipped, just like that. Create another notches along the center fold to mark the top and the bottom center points of the zipper panel. Next, we're gonna mark all the 4 center points of the main body panels. So let's fold this in half lengthwise and then snip the notches along the center fold, just like so. And then fold this again widthwise and then snip the notches along the center fold. Okay, now it's time for assembly. So here I've got the front panel, which is the one with the zipper pocket. So let's lay this right side up. Now take the zipper panel, lay that right side down. So the gusset panel should be sitting at your left hand side, just like so. Match the notches and then secure with a sewing clip. And you want to repeat the same to the opposite side. And then you want to match the notches of the top and the bottom as well. Once all of the 4 points secured, you want to continue pinning all around. except of the corners. As usual, I highly recommend to hand base the corner area. So first you wanna snip the edges of the zipper about 1/8 of an inch max, and then grab a hand sewing needle with a thread, and then you wanna simply do running stitches along the edges of the corner just like that. So you wanna hand base all 4 corners. And once everything is secured, you wanna go ahead and stitch all around. Sew with the zipper panel facing up, and you wanna use scant 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. As you get to the corner, you may want to reduce the seam allowance to 1/4 of an inch. Once you've done that, trim the seam allowances down to 1/4 of an inch. You don't have to trim off the corner area, and don't go overboard because you actually need some fabric from the seam allowance to bind the raw edges later. Now you want to attach the remaining panel. So lay that right side up, make sure that the direction is correct. Lay the zipper right side down. This time the gusset should be at your right hand side. Again, pay attention to the direction, make sure that it is correct. First, you want to match the 4 center points, and then continue pinning and baste all the corners, and then stitch this in place. The last step in this project will be to bind the raw edges with bias tape. You will need a single fold bias tape 3/4 of an inch wide. I simply use the pre-made bias tape here, but if you fancy making your own bias tape, by all means go ahead and do that. Now open the fold of the bias tape, match the edge of the bias tape with the edge of the zipper, just like shown here. When you sew, you want to start about a couple of inches from the start of the binding, and you want to use scant 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. So you want to stitch the binding all around, and as you get closer to where you start, you want to stop about 3 to 4 inches away from the starting point. Next, we're gonna overlap the binding strip by 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. You can certainly measure and mark it beforehand. Now let's open all the folds and then lay the ends of the strip right sides together just like that, and then stitch in place. You want to use 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, or the same as the overlapping width. Finger press the seams open, and then you want to continue stitching, picking up from where you left off up to the starting point. Now let's fold the binding over to the opposite side so that it will be hugging the raw edges, and then secure with some clips. Alright guys, once everything is secured, you want to finish this binding with your favorite method. I use hand stitching method to finish the binding. That's just a personal preference. If you want to stitch this with sewing machine, you can certainly do that. Alright guys, once you finish binding the raw edges, your jewelry organizer is pretty much done, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give it a like and comment below, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.